Hello and welcome to episode 129 of the Parapod. You're here with your hosts, Mark and Owen, as per. How are you, Owen? What's the crack?
It is the last Parapod episode of 2023.
Damn, it really is. It's the end of another year.
Another year.
It's actually, it's. We were just talking about how ridiculously recent it feels that we're closing out 2022. And it just fucks me up inside when I just consider recommending Lamora, and then
Still haunts you.
It still haunts me like the film should have haunted me when I watched it. But it was shortly after that 2022 ended, and we did our recommended film Battle Royale. Well, listener, if you missed the Battle Royale film episode,
Whatever we fucking call it. I think we should have came up with a name for it.
we called it something. Oh, I just whistled there. There's a gap through my teeth. But it's happening again. We're going to do it again this episode.
The recommended round, no, because it's not a round robinson tournament, is it?
Round robin. It kind of is round robin, no?
No, because in a round robin, everyone has to face off against each other like multiple times, don't they?
Oh yeah.
And
We
you
could
get points.
we could ignore that.
The recommended
Round robin.
film rankings.
Recommended film rankings episode is back. This is part 2, 2023 edition. This is in conjunction with our recommended film of the week, which is Brazil by Terry Gilliam, which is a 1985 film. A lot of people might have seen it. I didn't see it until, or never watched all the way through until this week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll talk about that. And then we'll get on to our Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Which we have actually solidified on how we're going to do it this year, because there was
controversy last year.
Yeah, no, not even because last year we had 50-ish films to talk about, whereas this year, because there's less films and we're talking about doing wild cards and stuff like that, we solidified it in this episode now. We're going to do our recommended films and also the series reviews, each installment of 2023. So unfortunately, Alien, you didn't make the cut.
It's crazy to me.
But all the Predator films, all the AVP films, the Rocky movies, and also the Exorcist movies will be included.
Yes, this is calendar based, so they all made the cut.
Yeah.
We verified. There was weeks of discussions coming into this. What are the actual rules? What are the policies?
How did we do this?
Yeah. How did we do this? It was actually quite ingenious. It was all Owen last year, and then I suppose this year as well. You came up with the idea.
No,
how
you
to do it.
You were the one that came up with the idea of doing each installment.
What?
Yeah.
Was
Bro,
it?
that was literally 15 minutes ago, yeah. You're the one that said that.
Just take the credit, big man. But yeah, how you been?
I've been good. I have been reflecting on how fast the year goes by.
It's fucked up, isn't it?
It is, because I feel like you don't really think about how quickly time goes. I mean, we talk about this a lot. Time goes by very quickly.
We really do.
We really do. But fucking hell.
So old.
Yeah. But it's just 2023. I felt like the year went on for ages, and then the last 2 months just flew by.
2 months. I feel like after the summer, it's just gone like that.
I don't know. I feel like
Just snapped.
October, and then it was October, November, December. It was like that. It was like that quickly.
Yeah.
Like November and December did not last.
Yeah. I felt a weird kind of time warp, sense of time warp, where I was like, there was parts towards the end of the year where I was like, I'd be waiting on something or anticipating something. I'd be like, it's next month. And I'd be like, well, last month wasn't that long ago. Next month will be there here in a flash. And it always came faster and faster every time. I was like, oh my God. It's just depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Depressing. But it's all an illusion. Time is not real. 2024 might be the longest year yet.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? If we're lucky.
Who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Oh, we have an extra day next year, don't we? So it will be slightly longer than the
Do
new
we
ones.
actually?
Yeah, I think next year's a leap year.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So it will be a longer year.
It'll be a longer year. Finally, we get a break. Where do they put that extra? Oh, it's the February, isn't it?
Yeah, it's February, yeah.
February 28th.
29th, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever see oh my God, Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining to Joe Rogan why we do that?
No.
Because Joe Rogan was saying to him why don't we do that every year? And Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about well, if you did that, you would care more about the exact minute and like hour for like New Year's Eve than you would about like the year as a whole. So if you're to do it like that, if you're to do it as, you know, more precise, it means that like the New Year Day would technically start in Australia at, you know, 8:45 in the morning. And then
Here.
like no, as in Australia.
Oh.
Because if you're to adjust the time,
okay.
and like each, you know, because you know the reason why we do that is because there's like time left over and you need to slot it in somewhere.
Yeah.
So it would end up being that like New Year's would be celebrated at random different times in the day in each different time zone,
Mm-hmm.
in different country, whatever. So to stop that from happening, and everyone can celebrate New Year's at 12 o'clock on, you know, New Year's Eve, everyone just gets an extra day. You know, 4 years. Every 4 years you get an extra day.
Yeah, yeah.
So it makes more sense like that.
Yeah, it'd be like celebrating your birthday at your birth time, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Wouldn't make any 6 a.m.
And it'd be at a different, and it would be at a different time.
Every year.
Every year it would be at a different time.
No, yeah, forget that.
Yeah.
That's too complicated.
Yes, fucking no one's gonna do that. So it makes more sense to do it that way.
And so they say the leap year is good luck in Irish mythology.
I fucking hope so, man. I'm gonna need it.
Please God.
Please Jesus, I need some fucking luck.
I need a fucking break.
I need a fucking break, man. Holy fuck.
Do you have any plans for 2024? Any projections?
Just fucking graduate from my masters and that is it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a pretty big
and
goal.
Hopefully get my license.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm 7th year in a row saying that same thing.
It's
But that's just me.
well, my fucking like, cause I applied for my driving test like October. I think it was in October. Maybe it was like, yeah, I think it was October. And I was like, grand, yeah, probably like, you know, a few weeks. May 2024 is when I can expect to hear from when I might get my driving test.
I applied for my driver's license before we went to Canada in May 2019. Still haven't heard back because I haven't.
you just want to went them.
Yeah, I'm just like holding off for a second.
Yeah,
I've been holding off for nearly 5 years now.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do it at some point sooner or later. It's paid for and all, but I will have to actually get off my haul and do it. But it's such an effort, absolute effort.
Do you want to hear like something awful?
I'd love to.
So in work, I am the second oldest person, and there's like a fella that started like he's only working for like Christmas months up until February, I think it is, and he's 18, and he's like, yeah, no, I did my leaving cert this year, and I was like, oh Jesus, and then one of the team leads, like, they were talking about like TY one of the days, and one of the team leads goes, yeah, no, it's been 7 years since I was in transition year. That's wild. And I looked at her and I was like, it's 6 years since I've been in school. No, wait, is it 6 years or is it 7? It's 7 years since I've been in school.
7 years, yeah.
7 years since I've been in school. And she just looked at me with like horror in her eyes. And the fella who just finished his leaving cert looked at me and was like, geez, you're fucking old.
You're old. What the hell? You're getting bullied there.
Yeah, what the fuck? Ageist.
Yeah, ageism.
But 7, yeah, because like we are now out of school longer than we were in secondary school.
Oh, that's messed up.
Fucked up, bro. I don't like it at all. And
yeah, what'd you say?
I didn't even think about that until one of them said it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, 6 years, 7 years now.
We were 2016, weren't we?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
It's fucking grim.
Secondary school kind of spun past me though, to be fair.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. I didn't feel that long.
You didn't realise how good it was until it's gone.
I kind of hated parts of it, but yeah.
I hated most of it, but I'm like, looking back, I'm like, God, there was no real stresses at all. Like,
oh, no, yeah, there's no stress. Them were the days. But
I don't know if you have any listeners of that age, but if we do, cherish those moments.
Hold on to your youth.
Don't
let go. Don't let anyone ever tell you to let go.
No, just waste as much time as you want. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, wasting time was so good. Just waking up whenever.
Yeah.
You know. It's like this, was it 6 hours you used to spend in school? Was it?
6, 7 hours?
6 hours, yeah, six and a half hours, something like that.
Why did school feel like it went on for so long?
It was actually so short.
It's so short.
If you had a working day like that, you'd be like, this is piss easy.
Yeah, finish at 2:30, grand. 3 o'clock, 3:30, that's a half day in some places.
You'd be laughing, yeah. That is crazy. Ah, dear.
I tell you.
But yeah, I'm like the youngest person in my job, but it's because everyone's kind of
Yeah.
a bit older,
Bit older.
a bit more settled down.
Yeah, no, because I'm working in CX. I'm second oldest, and I'm like, that is fucking grim.
You have to assert your dominance over them.
Oh yeah, no, I full on do.
Yeah,
Like, I was like,
I'm
don't
doing
talk
a
back to me.
masters.
Don't talk to me.
Here, come here, you.
I think the oldest fella as well isn't even that much older than me. I think he's only like 27. Like that's not even that much older.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is fucking grim as well. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, because remember, like you know, when you're younger, you're like, oh god, like 27. That's like so old.
It's crazy old, man.
And now, you know, coming up on, like, you're turning 26 next year, I'm turning 25. I'm like, that is so close. 27 is so close.
Yeah, yeah.
And that means that 30 is really close.
Ah, yeah. But then, like, especially my last job, and I knew so many people who were like mid 30s, later than that, and we just be getting on like perfectly normal. They're having like they weren't aliens, you know. I always had this idea. Remember when you're a kid, you have this idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 35. What the fuck? I think it's just chats. Just talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
All these things. Oh no, they're just like me.
They're just like me.
But what does that mean?
Oh,
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
What an awful reflection of myself.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's like, is this good or bad? I don't know. But anyway, it's not all that. But we're only having a laugh for any of our 30s listeners. You know?
Yeah, no, it's just when you don't really consider how old you are until like you start realizing how close you are to the next, like, you know, decade of your life.
The next round number.
Yeah, you're just like, oh god, it's gonna be a zero at the end of my and like
Next-
it is like
This is our third decade, to be fair. 3 decades here.
yeah, no, yeah, we're balling, bro.
We've accomplished a lot. 129 episodes. How many other
Stick
people
down the
can say
CV.
that? Yeah, I have it on the CV.
Update it every 2 weeks.
Just like applying to jobs, it's like there's been an update to the CV. No replies. An update to my CV. Please find attachment.
130 episodes.
It's just
Every 2 weeks, just fucking email them.
still haven't replied.
I wonder why. Oh, I tell you, fucking hell. I tell you, man, I need a prequel to my life. I need something to give me more meaning. I didn't know how to transition into it.
I need a prequel to my life.
Yeah, I need.
That's what Buddha said, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did.
That's what the Siddhartha.
Is that what it
This
is?
reincarnation, you know?
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to know what happened in my past life.
Yeah, I need previous lore, which is no basis in this present reality.
Yeah,
you know?
I just need to know, like, what did I get up to? Did I die a peasant? Did I die a lord?
Yeah. And
How did I die?
you can kind of reinvent it a few different times if you don't like how it pans out the first time you think about it, you know?
Yeah, just go about it again.
A lot like The Exorcist. The
No.
prequel. Sorry, I got the name wrong.
Well,
Dominion. Prequel to The Exorcist.
well, you got it wrong because what I wrote on the fucking docket was Exorcist prequel, whatever the fucking title is. Yeah, Dominion prequel to The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The final installment that we're covering?
I wouldn't say that. Wait, is it? Do we
'Cause, like-
agree to stop? There are more installments.
Is there more installments?
Wait, let me check.
I don't think there is.
I could
think
be full of shit, sorry.
No, because I know there's like, you know, there's like The Exorcist of Emily Rose and like The Last Exorcist and stuff like that. But I don't know if they're within the canon of The Exorcist. I think this is the last one. And then you have the recent one, which we've already talked about.
Yeah, sorry, you are correct. There's this one, and then there's Exorcist Believer, and then Exorcist Deceiver, which is coming out in 2025.
God, that's a terrible title. God.
The Deceiver. What could that be in reference to?
Who is the deceiver?
It's actually the priest this time.
Oh God.
Yeah, Exorcist. Sorry, Dominion.
Well, we could do the TV shows. This is like
Will we?
no. I'm just saying we could. There's 2 seasons and 10 episodes each. I don't think they're meant to be very good.
They're pretty an hour long as well, are they?
Yeah, probably. So can't be arsed with that.
20 hours. Imagine wasting our time doing that.
I can't be arsed.
We could watch something else. Unless they're good, I don't know.
I don't know.
Anything about them.
Maybe I don't know. I've been trying to think of like the next franchise we could do. Chucky might be on the cards.
See, I've never seen Chucky, so I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, same. I've only ever seen Child's Play once, and I've never seen anything else outside of that.
Yes, I was always told that Chucky was the scariest film ever made because it was like a video nasty, wasn't it as well?
I think
It was
so.
a big video. It was like the big bad video nasty because it was connected to the killing of like James Bulger, like the kid in
Yeah.
the UK. But like apparently, he has nothing. Oh, but obviously the video nasty was a moral panic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could look into that because I have never seen it. I just have this idea of it in my head, which is really really scary. But it's probably just a standard horror film.
Yeah, I think like from what I remember, I watched it when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, it's Chucky. I was just confused as to why it was called Child's Play. I was like, I thought this movie was called Chucky.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
So was I.
So it's like Chucky. No, sorry, there's Child's Play 2, 3, and then I think it gets into Chucky as being the main main driving force. And those films get weird. The lore of Chucky is wild from what I...
There's like Chucky's bride now, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he has a kid and stuff like that, and the kid's non-binary and stuff like that. Like, it's all... it gets, yeah.
What?
The lore really goes out there. But yeah, Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist. Mark, I have watched a bit of this movie. You'll be glad to hear.
That is great to hear.
Yeah, I watched half of this movie, so...
that's pretty good. Because so you haven't watched the last film, have you?
No, I haven't watched any of it.
The Exorcist, the beginning.
I did catch up on Exorcist 3, though, which we will be talking about later on in the film rankings.
Yes. That's a different thing. But The Exorcist, the beginning, as we went over last week, is a total piece of shit. Terrible film. Just a terrible, like, irredeemably bad film. Like, offensively inoffensive, you know? The Exorcist... Or Dominion, the prequel. Why did he call it that?
I have no. It's such a terrible title.
Yeah, so like,
Do you think the studio did that on purpose?
To maybe to create like differentiation,
because
they're only a year apart, aren't they?
Yeah, because I was looking up like why it happened and stuff like that, and basically the studio was just like, this movie is not making financial. Like, they complained that it wasn't scary enough and that there wasn't enough gore, which. Like, red flag immediately, because, like, is there any gore in any of the Exorcist movies?
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that you tie to the... I don't think of gore when I think of The Exorcist. And so they took the movie off Paul Schrader, got it recut, then the beginning came out, and it was panned. So then they were like, okay, Paul, we'll let you have your movie back. But under our supervision, and there's all these issues with like re-editing the movie, and they wouldn't get the color corrector or something like that back, who did the color correction for Paul Schrader's original, because even this film isn't Paul Schrader's original film. Like, the music had to be redone, and they wouldn't pay to get it done correctly. They gave them a really tight budget and time frame for when they could like finish off the edit, and there was something else that they couldn't do. The color correction was not done correctly. There was something else as well, but I can't remember what it was. So like even this isn't what Schrader had imagined, which is hilarious, because like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, well, this seems a lot better than what Mark was talking about last week.
Yeah, no, really, it is. It really is. This film is pretty good. It's pretty decent. You can tell that Paul Schrader made it, at least.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe he didn't have the final cut, but you can tell that he made it. That like someone who knew what they were doing made it. And it was kind of weird, because I was looking up like what are the differences, because I kind of like I tried to memory hole The Exorcist, the beginning, and there's parts of it which I don't like. You know, I wasn't gonna watch it again.
Just have it side by side, split screen.
It's a it's a totally different film.
Yeah,
like very, very, very different. Like, it has a lot of the characters, like the kind of pre-psychic, totally different guy, in the previous one, which was actually made later. The love interest, totally different girl. The whole plot is structured very, very differently. At
least the Nazis was still there at the start.
Yeah, that's a great thing, because like the Nazis thing in the first film, or the first attempt at releasing this to the public, The Exorcist, the beginning, it just shows up like, it's like very briefly at the beginning, I think, and then it just shows up at the end, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, this kind of Indiana Jones archaeologist guy, yeah, he has this really tragic backstory where like he had to make this really harsh decision, and it like haunts him and stuff like that, and he's really tortured soul. This film just establishes what it is, like,
yeah, straight away.
And then there's a twist at the end, which makes it more interesting.
Yeah,
I thought that was very good. It's a cool twist. I don't know if you got to that part.
I think what's the twist?
It's kind of interesting. It's not. It's just like, oh, that's a pretty good twist.
What's the twist?
The twist is that he, the Nazi. You know the way, at the start of this film, the Nazi just is like, oh, I'll pick who gets to die. Turns out that he like stole the gun off the Nazi, killed the Nazi, but then like there was like. They still killed everybody.
Oh shit!
So it's not a crazy twist, but it's like, oh, he took back control
Mm-hmm.
from the forces of evil, Nearly should have
Like
paid.
what he's doing in this movie.
Yeah, should have paid with his life, but didn't, and still was kind of cursed by God to watch all these innocent people die.
Yeah.
Whereas the other film just portrays as, oh, this terrible thing happened to this poor guy. Like, how's he going on with
Matt at
this?
the studio was just like, yeah, like he just picks a bunch of people and the Nazis kill them. Like, that's so sad. Whereas Paul Schrader's like, well, no, he's gonna take back force from the evils
And
which
still
is,
be struck down, which is why it's so tragic.
yeah,
you know?
and which is like the themes of this movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. This film actually has themes. The Exorcist, the beginning, doesn't have any themes whatsoever. It's just a very, very basic early 2000s action adventure film with just out of place gore and horror.
Yeah.
The beginning is actually scarier than this film. This film isn't very scary at all, but it deals in very polished. You can tell it's Paul Schrader because it's very, very much caught up in like the spirituality and
yeah.
it's very themes like Stellan Skarsgård just spend the whole film just kind of brooding. He's he's giving he's acting.
He's acting.
He's actually acting. He's giving some kind of performance, and it's a good performance. But there's not all this stuff about demons and we have to fight the forces of evil using the crucifix. All this stuff which was in the beginning as a shoehorned into the beginning as a way to make it scarier because the producer saw this cut or something close to this cut and said, a very valid point is this film isn't really very scary for an Exorcist film, but it's a Paul Schrader film more than anything. Or
sounds like you got the wrong guy to begin with.
Yeah, Paul Schrader's not. Yeah, they're expecting the wrong thing from him.
Yeah,
you would make a good Exorcist film. Even this isn't Paul Schrader par excellence. This is just you can tell this is a film which is more caught up in the themes of what the Exorcist could be rather than just trying to be a film which is latching onto the Exorcist name.
Yeah.
It actually, compared to Exorcist 1, Exorcist 2, Exorcist 3, they're all very, very different films.
Yeah, they are.
They don't really have any relation to each other. And then Exorcist 4, the beginning, also has nothing to do with any of the films and just continues on that kind of a thematic schizophrenia where it's more of like an anthology series.
Yeah.
This film actually does make some kind of attempt to tie the themes from the first three together.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does draw on a lot of the characters from the first one, and a lot of the themes and kind of the mood of the third one.
Yeah.
And then obviously the second one's kind of continuation of the first. But it is there working within the space that's already been created within the franchise.
Yeah.
And just going in a slightly different direction. It's not a very good film, but it's
better.
It's a lot better than the beginning. It's a lot better.
Yeah, because even from what I was watching of it, I was like, there was imagery in the film that I was like, that's good, striking imagery. Like obviously you see Pazuzu.
Yeah.
No, it's Pazuzu.
Yeah.
I always are you every time I talk about The Exorcist, I go to say Beelzebub, even though it's never Beelzebub.
Where do we get Beelzebub from?
I have no idea. Beelzebub isn't something.
Everyone knows Beelzebub.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why is Beelzebub so? What movie's Beelzebub in?
He's here.
You see Pazuzu in this film, and he looks like basically the same as he did in The Exorcist for that
he's aged well.
half fucking second that you see him.
Yeah.
And the imagery of the two British soldiers who were killed in the church. One of them was hung, crucified upside down, just dead as fuck.
Yeah.
And the other one's just disemboweled, body parts everywhere. That imagery, I'm just it's Paul Schrader. I see you. I see you making a horror scene here. It's not scary, but at least it's striking.
yeah, it's striking imagery. Yes, yeah.
And the dude that the tribes people think is possessed or whatever the fuck it is, and you have that surgery scene with the leg being cut open.
Yeah.
And then the cut between them fucking hammering down on his exposed shin bone. Oh, that was fucking awful. That was awful. I cringed horribly at that. So the stuff in this movie, even because I only watched half of it, there's stuff in the first half that I thought was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I didn't get the whole themes in the movie because I only watched half of it. But
no, it is good in a very I think was it last week where I said it's which one is it? Is the second film? No, sorry, yeah, it's the beginning is just so compared to the first film, The Exorcist, it's a very Catholic film. Mm-hmm. The beginning is just totally stripped of any kind of there's no theme, there's no direction, there's nothing like that. whereas the original source material like very much has some kind of like, it has a sense of spirituality to it,
Yeah.
even if it is kind of like some kind of bizarre parody of that spirituality. And then by the time you get to Exorcist 4, the beginning, it's just totally denuded of all meaning whatsoever. It is just trying to be an action adventure / horror film. But then like in Paul Schrader's version, which is the one we're talking about, Dominion, it's like you can take like Paul Schrader, he's like the guy for like vaguely religious Calvinist themes.
That's his fucking thing.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Like that's his entire thing.
His thing is sad men like theorizing and reflecting on their spirituality, their beliefs and shit like that.
Yeah, and being punished by God.
Yeah.
Because this is the beginning has a happy ending. Everyone rides off into the sunset. This film does not have a happy ending. It's about this guy being punished, basically being cursed by God to live with, to live in this world which is kind of like being invaded by evil. He's trapped in this kind of constant struggle with Satan and you know the forces of evil and things like that. And that's a reflection of Schrader's worldview, but it's also basically how The Exorcist portrays itself as well.
Which is
the
like,
original film, the original book as well.
Like I haven't seen the beginning, but from like Dominion, you can see then how like the theme of this man who did this thing, fought against evil, didn't win, and is punished for God, and why then he must fight this demon like consistently. It's like this is what you have to do for the rest of your life, and it's not like, you know, from what you said about the beginning, I was going to say the Dominion, the beginning, whereas it's like, oh yay, like Pazuzu, yeah, no, I fought him before. Like it's just
yeah, I've been there.
You know, I've encountered this demon before. Whereas this one establishes the idea that he is being forced by God to do this.
Yeah, it's some kind of vocation. It's part of being a priest, but in a more like literal, action-oriented sense. Like there's a great the confrontation between the demon or the possessed person and Father Merrin, Stellan Skarsgård's character, the main character in this film. In the beginning, it's rubbish. It's literally just like button heads. Like, oh, good guy wins. That's it. And this one, it's way more. Again, it's not amazing, but like it's more interesting, and it does have like this long kind of expositional back and forth between the demon who's like kind of like floating, and he's like, I'm a demon, and he's got red eyes and stuff.
I'm evil.
I'm an evil guy. I'm trying to convert you to my evil ways. And the priest is like, there's like this. It's a back and forth, but like the way it's written, actually, it makes it kind of worth it. He's basically asking the priest to, it's like, oh, you're living with all this guilt, all these things that happened, and then we go to the flashback where it's revealed that he tried to save them. He tried to save them, but evil overcame him. And the demon is like, or Pazuzu, he's like, oh, we can liberate you. We can set you free. Just
embrace us.
Join us. And the priest replies with something like, "You're giving me the freedom to not care, to abstain or abdicate from my duties as a man of God, as a human on earth, as a son of God or whatever." That's like an interesting way to kind of characterize it. Yeah. Compared to the other film, which just doesn't make any attempt to have any relation to any themes from the franchise whatsoever. Yeah. So this is a film that benefits hugely from the fact that a much worse version was released before.
My next question was, do you think this film benefits a lot from the fact that there's a worse version of it?
Yeah, if this film would just come out on its own, I'd be like, this is just meh. This
film.
is just completely meh.
It makes you appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah. Maybe this was tactical, you know? It's like, wow, it's like Paul Schrader's like, this is going fucking nowhere, boys. I'm going to bail. You can finish this if you want. And then he comes back. He's like, you know what? I'll fix it back up.
I'll fix it. Don't worry, boys. I'll do this one for free. Do you think it's also just like the inherent problem of giving The Exorcist a prequel? Because like,
it's a bit silly, yeah.
Like, it's just like something that does not need a prequel. Like, I don't need to know the backstories to anything here. Don't really need to know what happened afterwards either, you know. Yeah, well, that'd be a more pressing concern, I think. Yeah, I think a prequel is like it's an alright idea, like the idea of like what are the actual exorcists? What like where did they come from? What experience did they have? It's the same principle as just don't tie it directly to any of the characters or Pazuzu whatsoever.
Yeah. You know, just kind of keep them church and state. You know, church and state.
Yeah, literally, and like Although I said like you don't really want to know what happened afterwards. At least Exorcist 3 gives you something cool.
Exorcist 3 is banging, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Banging
It
film.
is very good film.
It's bizarrely good.
I will give that film love later on, but yes. Yeah. I think the theme for most of this episode, Mark, is going to be films that we thought were just kind of alright again. Cause
I think I finished with all my like, oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a film that was only good because its other version was so bad.
yeah.
You know?
Like, we watched Saltburn.
Yes, we watched Saltburn.
I'm going to give full spoilers for this film.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, this is like a time that we're going to talk about like a new film, but we're actually going to give us spoilers. Yeah, so Saltburn, right? I thought this movie was pretty good overall.
Same.
But I feel like it could have been so much better.
Same.
I don't know, I like it's all, I can almost pinpoint the moments where I think this film could have been better. I think the ending is not great. I think my main problem with this film is the ending.
No, I'd be the reverse.
Really?
I wish the ending was the entire film. I wish the ending, because it kind of tries to make the ending as this crazy twist, and it is a crazy twist.
It's a good twist
in the context of the film, but it's only really a twist because for the first like
2/3
of the film, I'm like, what the fuck is this film about? You know?
Yeah, no, I do agree.
So then
with
it's
that.
like, oh, I see what he was doing. It's like, could they not have made the whole film about that, or at least hinted at it, like dropped a few breadcrumbs? I thought it was just a film about like him being, horny for your man,
Yeah.
but it's not. Well, it kind of is.
Yeah,
But it's
like,
not.
Yeah, so Saltburn is about Barry Keown's character called... I feel like I can remember his name, but I've already tried hard enough. But
Larry.
What?
It's Larry, is it?
Oh, I can't remember.
Ollie.
Yes. Ollie. And Ollie is first day in Oxford, and he sees some dude, can't remember his name either. Can't remember the actor's name either. Felix, yes. Gee, Mark, thank you so much. He sees Felix, and immediately he's like, that dude's hot. I want to fuck. And he ends up becoming friends with Felix.
Such a mixed characterization of the character. He's so like into himself.
Yeah, he's just like, well, he's all sad,
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm so sad.
Uh-huh.
And then he becomes friends with Felix, and he talks to Felix about how Ollie comes from a really shit background where his mom and dad are like alcoholics, abusive, and Ollie is like this fucking boy genius, and that's how he's able to work his way into Oxford. And then Felix is like, you're staying with my family for the summer. Ollie is super mega ultra rich, and they go to live in Saltburn Manor for the summer. And it's like this, glorious summer that that Ollie gets to spend in the laps of luxury. Pretty hedonistic shit.
Yeah, have a great time.
Just enjoying like pure pleasures, and then things go wrong, and then movie escalates. Because I heard that this film's a horror film. Not really.
Yeah, I got kind of horror vibes off what a few people were saying, but
Yeah.
yet it's not that at all. It's kind of, I'm not really sure what the film is.
It's like
it's kind
erotic, psycho,
it's
sexual thriller.
black comedy as well, nearly.
Yeah, a comedy element is definitely thrown in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I wish that this film was, the MGMT scene where they're just like,
Yeah.
I just wish the whole film was just 2 hours of that.
Yeah,
That song was playing on loop, just like people hanging out having fun for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that
Specifically that song.
That would have been a vibe. And there are serious vibes in this film.
There are serious, and some of the vibes are way off.
Yeah, some of them are fucked up.
Because like, all right, so I think the thing of being like, what the fuck is this film about? It comes from almost by like a scene by scene basis where you can tell like Ollie is not right. Like there's something up with him, and you're like, oh, he's manipulating the family.
Mm.
But then there's scenes where they're talking about, oh, you're just like the other boy that was here before. Like he'll get sick of you and he'll throw you away.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh, so Ollie's the one being manipulated.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, Ollie's manipulating them. No way, he's getting manipulated. Oh wait, what the fuck is, like, what's this family? Like, what are they about? And ultimately, like, the family aren't anything. They're just a rich family. Like, they don't have any ill intentions toward Ollie whatsoever. Even though the film alludes to that multiple times
Mm-hmm.
and gives you hints of ideas that like there's something dark and sinister going on here. Like almost like it's like a Wicker Man kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I thought the film was going there at some scenes.
That would have been cool.
Oh man, I like, but even at that, I would have been like, I actually think that would have been better
Yeah, so do I.
because at the very least, then it would have made more sense for you to think, oh, Ollie's manipulating them.
Mm-hmm. And then you pull the rug, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh shit, he's
walked into this.
he's a fly caught in the spider's web.
Yeah.
But it's not that at all. Like it is just like, oh, Ollie's manipulating them, and then the twist at the end being like he planned it from the start.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Like it's
I don't know what the fucking themes of this movie are. I literally don't know. I could not. If someone asked me what's this movie about, I'm like, oh, I honestly don't know. I could not tell you what the themes of this movie are.
Yeah, yeah. Because even like the twist itself, it's like but I like in the context when it happens, it's like, oh, that is kind of surprising. But it's only really surprising because you're like, you know, most films would just kind of that would be more obvious from about halfway in. You know, like they should have been revealed towards the end of the second act. Yeah, and then something else would happen afterwards. But
like a Parasite doing that.
Yeah, yeah. But instead, it's just the end of the film. So it's like it's surprising in the way it's structured than it is like the actual what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it's about either. Really, it kind of feels similar to the Menu, which I watched before, and there was a similar one as well, which was about killing rich people. I can't remember what it's about. It was about eating rich people or something. There's a few films about that last year.
You did a double bill on that, I'm fairly certain, last year. I can't
remember what it was. But there was at least two films last year which had the same idea, and then this film is basically the same thing. Because at the end of the film, the whole thing is he's planned it out, and Felix rebuffs his his overtures, his romantic overture. He wants to, oh, we're still friends, because Felix finds out that Ollie's a complete fraud and that his parents are very nice and that he comes from a nice family.
He completely lied about everything.
He lied about everything. So like, what are the themes there? But anyway, and Felix tells him to get the bow basically after this big party. Felix comes up dead next day. One by one, all the family members slowly die, as Ollie clearly has his claws into him. He's been kind of telegraphing this from the word go, but I'm not sure what the idea is behind the film beyond rich people are bad. Oh, he's good because he's a normal kid. He's not even really poor. He's just like a normal guy.
He's like upper middle class.
Yeah, he's like a middle class kid who has fucked over an entire rich family. Fucked the rich family. And like, yeah, fair enough. But is that it?
Yeah,
is that really it?
To what end?
Yeah, to what end?
Like, what's the point?
It was the same with The Menu. The Menu was a grand film, but like, what was the point of the film beyond? Oh, he got his own back on these rich cunts. Like, is that it?
Yeah, but like, even like he got his back on these rich cunts. Like, most of them are very nice to him.
In this film.
In this film, like the man was really nice to him.
Yeah, but like,
and he fucked her over. He like brutally killed her the worst.
Yeah, that was a bit bad.
Yeah, like,
but to be fair, they're also like
they're just rich. So
yeah. Well, not. It's like, because the film does, when you look back on it, the film does kind of build it up, like all the like egregious consumption, like how completely cloistered they are from the rest of the world. They don't care about anything. They're just there in their little estates, pleasing themselves, wanking all day. Yeah, literally, there's a scene where guys just wanking, and then
open door and all, bro. What are you doing?
Open door. Like, that's how rich these people are. They don't even care.
I don't give a fuck.
They don't know the name of their footman. All this stuff. So it's like, yeah, these people are cunts. They mean well, but they are cunts, and they're fundamentally parasitic. Yeah. But like, is that it? Is that all the film is about?
Yeah, it's like Parasite did it better.
Yeah.
I feel like Parasite did everything in this movie better.
Yeah.
And like, even like some of the kind of technical aspects of the movie, like the movie shot in 1-for-1 ratio. I literally don't understand why.
I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's films 1-for-1 aspect ratio. So when I think about films that do that, I think about Lighthouse and I think about Mommy. Both films do that to enhance the feeling of claustrophobia and or pressures around the characters and shit like that. This movie has none of that.
Yeah.
This movie literally has no sense of it being claustrophobic or like pressures building up in the characters and like that. Like, most of this movie takes place in huge open spaces that the 1:1 aspect ratio has to like pull all the way back to like make the characters really small within, which I guess
Is that like a meaning?
there's meaning in that, but like then
It's
they're
like he's
out.
in this wide open space, but he still feels like he's.
But like even
But
at
then
that,
he's in control the entire time.
but then it's also like, well, then at that stage, like, why you need the 1:1 aspect ratio? Because you could just have a widescreen and have the exact same effect. I don't know why, like, the 1:1 aspect ratio felt like pure style over substance. Like, there was no need for it to be 1:1 aspect ratio, which is
No.
like kind of my feeling for a lot of the movie
Yeah, it's
is
like,
style over substance.
yeah, like it's very Welsh. It's like it's very nice to look at.
Soundtrack's really good,
It actually is.
but also like,
But like it's what to what end? As
yeah,
you
to
say.
what end?
To what end? Like it's really nice. Like it's nice to listen to. It's nice to look at. The acting's grand. It's fairly well written. But like why?
Why?
Like, it's like, where's it going?
Yeah,
It doesn't really go anywhere.
even like the ending scene, Barry Cohen dancing around the gaff naked.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
I thought that was great, but I was also like,
Why?
not even why. Like, it's like I can, like, it's, dancing around the gaff naked to the song "Murder on the Dance Floor." Like, I know
We've all been there.
we've all been there. Like, I get the point. I get the point of what you're
Yeah.
you're saying in this scene.
Uh,
But like, the only sense I get from that is like, oh yeah, he's celebrating because he's committing all these murders and he has the gaff and whatever, and he feels liberation. Okay,
Yeah.
what has that got to do with the themes?
yeah,
What are the themes?
Yeah. It is a good point. Like, why? Not like why is he doing it, but like why are we here in the film?
Why am I watching this movie?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, so what was that film about?
Yeah.
I actually don't know. But it's weird because all the discourse I've heard around it doesn't really address that.
No.
It's all like, oh, I don't like this scene, I don't like that. You know, I always heard it's like, oh, this film is all right, or it's like mad overhyped. But like, I just don't understand what this film was really about,
Yeah.
or why it was made.
But the other thing is that I heard some people being like, yeah, it's a weird movie, and like I don't really know what it's about.
Alright.
But I also can also interpret that as being like, oh, this movie's fucking batshit insane, and like don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like,
Well, it's more just like, what was it about?
yeah, it's more like, what the fuck is that about? Like, it's like there's no confusion over like what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the fuck the film is trying to say.
Yeah, like even the character Farley, for example. Like it's kind of marketed, like you were saying earlier. It was like half marketed as not necessarily a horror film, but something as like it's like
Is Euphoria to blame for this? I feel
Yeah.
like there's something about Euphoria about this movie.
I've never seen Euphoria, but like
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, there is something about that to it. But for like, it's supposed to be like he's like the inside man. He's behind enemy lines, all this stuff. It's supposed to be really tense, but there's never any actual confrontation with anybody except for the scene 20 minutes before the end, 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes before the end of the film, where he confronts Felix. Before that, the only thing we have is where the cousin to the family, who is also kind of sponging off them, this guy called Farley, cues up a song on the karaoke machine,
Yeah.
which kind of exposes, what's his name, Ollie. It kind of sets him up to sing lyrics which describe him as a parasite himself.
Yeah.
It's just like a passive aggressive choice for a karaoke song. That's the only.
What a bitch.
Yeah, that's the only thing he has to go through until the last 10-15 minutes of the film. Like, that's the only instance of any conflict in the film, which is just weird.
And even with the Farley character as well, like they had the bit where how Ollie gets rid of Farley is by a text message or an email is sent from Farley's account to somewhere asking for something or whatever the fuck it was. And you as the audience are like, well, yeah, Ollie sent that.
Yeah.
Like straight away, it's blatantly obvious that Ollie sent that. But for some reason, the film feels the need to show the scene later on in the big wrap up of like how Ollie managed to do all this stuff. It shows the scene where he does that, and it's like, you did not need to show us that because that was blatantly obvious earlier on. And it also, didn't have that much of an effect anyway, because Farley comes back anyway. Like, he just comes back in and he's just like, yeah, what you did there didn't matter because I'm part of the family and I always get my way. And then Ollie just says in front of the family, like, well, he was doing drugs last night, just so everyone knows. And they're like, oh, get the fuck out.
Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, him as a character doesn't really make any sense.
No.
Farley, like why is he there? But anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not
not an amazing film.
an
no.
amazing film.
It's all right. Like,
It's fine.
it's all right.
It's a decent film.
Yeah.
Because even like I was like kind of trying to think about like films that like I kind of feel kind of mediocre on. I'm like, what side of mediocrity did I feel about this? Was it a positive mediocrity?
Yeah.
Was it mediocrity, or was it negative mediocrity? And this was positive mediocrity. This was like a 6 out of 10. This was better than average.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, because it is shot well and like
That end scene stays. Man, that song "Murder and Dance Floor"
yeah.
is stuck in my head ever since I've seen this film.
it's there's something about the way it's using. It is the same version that
fucking
we all know.
It's fucking everything about that. That ending scene
slaps.
is amazing.
It actually is.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's the best part of the film by a million miles.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's just Barry Keoghan dancing,
Dick out, looking great.
Willie out, butt naked, swinging around, Murder on the Dance Floor playing in the background. It's just proper. Like, my TV is a shit sound system.
Mm.
And I was like, that scene started playing. I was like, I looked up, I was like, whoa.
Bro,
It's like, you can feel the vibes just vibrating around this room. I had to like hold on to the wall.
Whoa, I'm vibing out too hard.
I need to calm myself down afterwards.
You want to talk about shit sound systems? Man, I'm going to go see this film in IMC Soundtree. IMC Soundtree, I love you so much. 2 for 10. I ain't going to complain.
Wow.
But for fuck's sake, the sound system when we came in. Film starts, music playing, that's grand, whatever. It's like, that sounds good. Characters start talking. I can hear which speaker the dialogue is coming out of from. And it is so quiet compared to the music. Like, I could literally hear, the dialogue is coming out of like the front right hand speaker. There's speakers everywhere else. I can't fucking hear the dialogue. I need subtitles. Eventually you get used to it, but Jesus, those opening 15 minutes, couldn't tell you what any of the characters were saying.
You just explained why there's no themes in the film.
Yeah. So I just missed the fucking first 15. Oh yeah. But anyway, we go for a break.
Let's go for a break. And now for our recommended film of the episode, Brazil by Terry Gilliam, 1985 film. Very well-known film. A lot of you might have seen it. So low-level bureaucrat Sam Lowry escapes the monotony of his day-to-day life through a recurring daydream of himself as a virtuous hero saving a beautiful damsel. Investigating a case that led to the wrongful arrest and eventual death of an innocent man, instead of wanted terrorist Harry Tuttle, he meets the woman from his daydream, and in trying to help her, gets caught in a web of mistaken identities, mindless bureaucracy, and lies. Bum, bum, bum. Duh, duh, duh. Yes, this is Brazil. The film, not the place. Though maybe it'd be better if it was the place. What do you think of Brazil?
Okay, so I saw Brazil when I was like 15 or 16, and I watched it, and I was like, I don't know what that movie's about. Like, in terms of, not like Saltburn, I literally just didn't know what the fuck was going on in that movie, like, throughout the entire way through. And then watching it now, understanding jokes about bureaucracy and Kafka-esque isms and shit like that, I was like, oh yes, okay, now I understand what this movie is. Okay, cool, I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot more this time. And then halfway through, I lost all interest in what was going on and found the movie very boring. Like, just couldn't care where the narrative was going. Think that the romance subplot in this movie is genuinely awful.
It's actually, no, you go on.
Think that the romance subplot is genuinely awful. It detracts from the movie, and at a stage where I'm already kind of struggling while watching this movie, because, like, there's only so many fucking jokes that you can do about paperwork and bureaucracy that me as an audience watcher will stomach. Because like the first few, I was like, that's pretty funny. The 10th and 15th time, I'm like, it's not that funny anymore.
Yeah.
And at that stage, like, you're just making the same points over and over and over again. And yeah, the security men, the police force, they look like Nazis. I get that. And yeah, isn't capitalism awful? And isn't bureaucracy a bad thing? And how no one can take accountability for what's going on because there's paperwork and all this type of shit to go on. And yeah.
I have to say, I'm sorry, but I think I've dropped another dud. Similar to Lamora, which I still haunts my dreams. This is like
end of the year mark is just a bad time for you to recommend films.
It's just a really bad. I've had a bad year, to be fair. I've had a really bad year in terms of
nah, man.
I had a few bangers.
We'll see. We'll see when it gets to the rankings.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this was. But I think it's interesting because this film is universally well regarded.
I know, yeah, and it pains me that I don't like it.
Universally well regarded. I have to say, and people will come at me. People might come at me for this. People might not appreciate. People might be like, Mark, I didn't get it. I had no interest in this film whatsoever. I just didn't care about this film at all. I did not care. I could not care less. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
I could not, like, as you say, the love, the romance plot, it was insultingly bad. I thought it was just, like, so amateurish. If you put that in, like, I'm just not sure how the film could. This is 98% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I know.
Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. It doesn't really mean a lot. But 98% of critics thought this was a
6 out of 10 at the very least.
At least a 6 out of 10. Like, yeah, I could see definitely the majority of people. Like, the majority of people definitely do consider this film to be at least a 6 out of 10. But 98%, only 2% of people thought this film was bad.
Yeah.
What? That does. I just don't understand that. Like, I wouldn't say the film is bad per se. Like, it's very well made.
Oh, it's a beautifully well made movie.
The art direction,
the sets,
the
imagery,
everything's
the world design.
It's all like it's really good. But like the Super Mario Brothers movie has that as well. Yeah. It's like we have those things.
Wow,
not to say this is as bad. No, not to say that at all. Like this,
but just a comparison. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Just a comparison. Like it's just it has all these things. Like it looks really good superficially, but like not like Saltburn, but like kind of like Saltburn. The way we were going with Saltburn.
At least with this movie, you know what the subtext is.
Yeah, because they just fucking tell you every 5 seconds. It's like, this is about your. Oh yeah, really. You know,
there's no subtext in this movie. It's all text.
It's all like I was just expecting a bit more because this is the kind of film where like if you're in third year reading 1984, your teacher would show you this. But like, what do you think of this film?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I could see what they're saying. It's about bureaucracy. But it's not specifically about anything, really. It's just about, it's so annoying having to do paperwork and stuff. Which is good. Like, that can be good. Like, I like the scene where he's, like, it's in the latter third of the film where he's, like, sitting across a desk from, like, various, like, insurance brokers and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's, like, screaming in the background.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And there's, like, little snippets of that around throughout the film, like, cool sequences, cool imagery. A cool montage or like combinations of different sights and sounds and they kind of like converge with the themes and it hits on certain occasions.
Yeah.
But like everything in between is just like I just couldn't care less.
Yeah, no.
I honestly couldn't find it in me to care what was happening on screen. Like the main character is just so like just nondescript.
Yeah,
I just didn't care what happened to him. I wasn't sure what he was trying to do. Or like,
I think like because he's trying to find the girl of his dreams.
Yeah, but like why?
Why?
Yeah,
and
why is she so keen to like fall in love with him?
Yeah,
like she's just like you're so sexy, or like whatever. Like she's straight away. She's like, no, let's do it.
Let's do
You're
this.
the guy for me.
Yeah.
What?
Where? Why?
Yeah, why?
Like, yeah, I think
I know it's 1985, but come on.
Like, yeah, I think the biggest problem with this film is the characters for me as well, because like they're not characters, they're just bits to move the plot around rather than being fully fleshed out characters.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're just props so that the plot can move along. And the plot, like,
The plot isn't very interesting, which is
it's
part
not
of the
interesting
problem.
because like it's about bureaucracy and it's about, you know, striving for freedom and stuff like that. Because like, you know, watching this movie this time around, I was like, oh yeah, no, now I understand why there's scenes of him dreaming flying and stuff like that, because he's free from all this, you know, capitalist hellhole that he's in. But then this time I was like, that is like really, I don't know,
It's just so thin.
it's so thin, it's so like on the nose. I think
But it's not like brave enough to commit to any particular. Like, for example, Sorry to Bother You is about basically the same thing,
yeah,
but it commits to a very specific bit.
yeah,
This film doesn't have to commit that as hard as Boots Riley does in that film.
yeah.
But it doesn't.
There's no horsemen in this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't commit to anything really at all.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, again, fair enough. If you want to do that, like, you can still make a good film out of that. But like, it's just not. It's way too long. It's 2.5 hours long.
It's way too long.
Apparently, there's an hour and a half cut of this.
I say that is the better version.
Apparently, it's a shit version.
I can't believe that.
I can imagine that for, like, as a producer, just kind of like, without any regard for like artistic license and stuff, just kind of mutilated the film. But this film did need to be cut down to about 90 minutes. It's closer.
At least an hour 45 to 2 hours.
At least, because like, it's closer to a sketch than it is a full film. Like,
Yeah.
because this is like, you did Monty Python and all that stuff. Michael Palin's in it as well. But like, it's just it's something. It's so thin. It sounds like something they pitched as a sketch and then just for some reason decided to make into a movie.
It's
Maybe
2.5 hour long movie. At
yeah,
that.
maybe because they could, because the art direction was all there and they had like the kind of zany world building ideas. But like, you forgot about the like everything else.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I think the thing that like, and I really have to emphasize this, the world building, the sets, the design, the visual design, everything to do with that is like a 10.
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely.
Everything in that
Yeah,
regard
yeah.
is a 10. It is, and like sound design and music and stuff like that, also great. Everything else is not good. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like actively not good and detracts from the movie horribly for me.
Mhm. I agree.
Like watching this movie, I was like, it was the scene where he picks her up and they're having the little chase scene in the truck or whatever. And I was like, oh, this movie must be finished up soon. Clicked like the time.
Yeah.
It's fucking an hour left.
Yeah.
I was like, how is there an hour?
I did the same thing around the same time. I was like, how? At least I was eating soup at the time. I remember very well.
Spitting the soup out. Disgust.
I spent an hour. I spent the last hour cleaning up soup. Don't even know what happened the last. I don't even know what the ending was. Just a spit take. How was there an hour left of this film?
I was choking my food there.
I was like, I got up. I was like, what the fuck? I went
Yeah.
downstairs. I cleaned up. I was like, how's there an hour left of this?
Literally,
I was
this movie just keeps going,
just
and I don't know
keeps
how.
going. And there's no, like, you know, in the film you have like a rest point. Like, it's, you know, the curve, you have the troughs, the valleys and the hills, and this film it's just sequence, different set pieces. There's not really time. There's no time to breathe. It's just bizarre, like, choices, like when they have sex, and like, it's just the way they have sex is so weird. And then all of a sudden the police storm in, and he's like, "No, she's actually dead," and but she's right there. Like, that's a sketch.
Yeah,
That whole scene, that whole sequence is a sketch.
yeah,
Which for some reason is in a movie. Like, it doesn't belong. It shouldn't be in a feature length narrative.
but
like,
you're not getting, Mark. They make mistakes in bureaucracy. It's not like the last 2 hours and 15 minutes was literally that joke over and over again.
Yeah. It's just I don't get it. I don't get this film
Yeah.
at all. It's actually the reverse of the Exorcist Dominion. In like, the Exorcist Dominion benefited from being a film which had a much worse version to compare it to, so it made
Yeah.
it look better. This film has all this talk, or like has a legacy which is huge. Like, it's so well regarded,
Yeah.
and it makes it look a lot worse because it actually is. It's a grand film,
Yeah.
but like, what the fuck? Like, how is it so well regarded? It's
Yeah, I
it's
know.
just full of holes.
Yeah.
It's just full of holes. For me, it's full of holes.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, for me, the biggest sin is like, I just find the film boring and I can't,
Yeah,
like, an hour into the film and I'm completely out. Like, my interest is on literally everything else around me. And I think, like, part of that is, it's like, it's the escalation of these points that the movie is making. So, take, for example, the plastic surgery bit. You first see his mom getting plastic surgery, and she's getting her face like pulled out and stuff like that, and your mom's making, fixing up her face or whatever like that. And you're like, oh yeah, wow, like the extremes on like about plastic surgery and like what's the word I'm looking for? Like pursuit of aesthetics. That's the word I'm gonna go for.
Yeah,
Can't think of vanity stuff like that.
Yeah. Consumerism.
And then you have one of her mates. Then later on in the movie has also done it, and it's not working for her. And like, yeah, okay, that's the same. You're making the same point again, and then it comes up again. And then it comes up again. And it's like escalating each time. But each time it's like you're still making the same point that was in the first fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The fucking one of the jokes in the opening is they accidentally grab the wrong guy, you get Buttle instead of Tuttle, whatever it's meant to be. And you have the dudes who are upstairs and they're just like, oh, we're area corrections, whatever. And then your one's just like, no, you've made a mistake. He's not Tuttle, he's Buttle. And they're like, don't worry, miss, we don't make mistakes. And then they try to fill in the hole, and the bit that they have to fill in the hole drops straight down. And they're like, they switched back to metrics. They never send us this type of stuff. And it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
Sketch.
Yeah.
Content.
That's a funny joke. Like, oh, we don't make mistakes. And then that happens again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again throughout the entire film. All these jokes about, oh, you need this paper in order to get this, and you need that to get signed by this different department, happens over and over and over again in the film. And it's just like, I think the reason why I find this film boring is because it's the same point being made over and over again.
Yeah.
And then the characters aren't proper characters, and this fucking bad romance subplot going on. And yeah, it is funny, but like, there's only so much that like comedy about the same subject can fucking make me laugh,
Yeah, part of the problem is it's not funny enough. Like it's like I could see, like if it was all condensed, like I just see it as a sketch that just got like it's like a 20, maybe 30-minute sketch, because this is Monty Python, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I like Monty Python. I don't really understand why it's so massively like kind of held up as this like.
I also don't understand.
I really don't get it.
I have tried to watch Life of Brian 4 times and can't get through it.
Like no, like it's funny to an extent. I really don't get why it's like held up as like this paragon of comedy.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's not that. It's not like bellyache and knee slapping.
Yeah.
Like comedy, but like it's a sketch kind of thing, and it's not taking itself seriously. There's jokes every now and then. So a lot of the jokes either I don't understand or they're just not funny. But that's kind of the spirit of the film is there, and you can feel it. This film doesn't have that spirit because it's trying to make a point, but the point is so shallow that it's like, and it's stretched over 2.5 hours. It just doesn't work at all.
Yeah, no, fully agree. Like, also just on Monty Python, I always remember being in like 4th or 5th class being shown it's just a flesh wound scene.
Yeah.
And being like, it's not really that funny. And then years later seeing it again on like, top 10, funniest sketches of all time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that still isn't that funny. Like, it's just not that funny.
Yeah, see, I can understand. That's, it's funny. But like funniest things
ever made by man.
What? I have to say, like, a lot like Brazil, I don't get Monty Python as, like, Brazil is I've seen maybe 10 films like Brazil this year where they're like, that was alright. That was alright.
Yeah.
It could have done this, it could have done that, it would have been way better, in my opinion. But it didn't do that, so it's alright. I wouldn't watch it again. And Monty Python's kind of the same, where it's like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, I need to watch. Yeah,
I need to watch
I wouldn't be like sitting around at home. I might stick on Life of Brian.
Yeah.
I might stick on,
Holy Grail.
Yeah, I might stick on whatever. Or I might stick on a compilation sketch. I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Like, I've seen them before. Like, I probably don't need to see them again.
Do you think it's a problem that it's just aged? That
it might be a generational. It has, because everyone I know above like 40, like fucking like lives and dies by Monty Python.
But even just Brazil as well. Do you think it's just a thing that's just aged? Because like 1985, this film was nearly 40 years old.
Yeah,
I'm like, maybe back then, and like even like, and if you put it in the context of when it came out, you're like, it is like innovative, but like I've seen these points made elsewhere and just 10 times better.
Yeah.
Also, in the things that this thing is like taking reference from, 1984 and Kafka and stuff like that, like those sources did this better. So I don't know, like.
Yeah, but
Visually, the movie's amazing though. Like I gotta keep saying that because it's the best thing about the movie.
That's the thing. It's innovative in a technical sense.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's just fucking. It's nothing. It's not nothing, but it's just completely unremarkable.
Yeah.
Like in terms of comedy, in terms of satire, in terms of like drama, in terms of romance, it's just a complete non-entity as a film. Like it's just unremarkable. On a technical level, it is. Like it's the art direction, the makeup,
Yeah.
like everything else about the film, like how the film's actually made,
Yeah,
and produced.
the filmmaking in this movie is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Everything else is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like this is just it isn't good. Like it's all right.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I just
Same.
don't understand it.
Yeah, same.
Which is so weird. It's not 98%.
I genuinely thought
I was stunned.
I was expecting you to really like this film, and I was thinking, because I'd seen the film before, and I was like, I didn't really like it the first time, but maybe this time. Opening 10 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm gonna really enjoy this movie.
Yeah,
and then an hour later, I was like, oh no, this is this is how I remember this movie being.
Yeah.
It's
like it's a lot of the stuff is about. It's like a biting satire. So it's like of all the things to focus. It's the fact that a lot of the acclaim is based on the fact that it's a satire or a comedy.
Yeah.
But none of those things registered with me like whatsoever.
Yeah.
Didn't even hit the dial. Like it's like what satire is fucking most superficial, like surface level, like 15-year-old take that you could possibly have. Comedy, it's kind of like you go like every now and then.
Every now and then.
You wouldn't get a belly laugh out of me.
No.
But like technically, yeah, acclaim worthy. But I'm just stunned that we're so out of sync.
I know, yeah.
With with the reception on this film.
Genuinely, it's didn't see this one coming because I thought this was a movie that like because a lot of the time when I watched the film when I was younger, I end up liking it much more older now on a rewatch. This film, I felt the exact same way on. And
what does that say about us?
Do we not change? Do we not evolve? At least now I have actual reasons for it. Because I remember watching when I was younger, I was like, I just don't understand what this movie's talking about. And now I'm like older, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what this one was talking about, and I wish it would stop talking about this the same thing over and over again.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Again, how many didn't
Maybe
get
on the third watch I'll get it.
Yeah.
No, I'm never watching this movie again. It's fucking way too long.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. Like it's just that's the thing. It doesn't allow. There's no space to be like, I might watch it again. If I have 2.5 hours of free time, I'm not gonna be like, I might watch Brazil again. I might watch this film I didn't really like again.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening.
I could if I stick.
Maybe in 1985 when I had all that free time,
Yeah.
In 2023, no.
Like especially it's like I could watch so many other things in that space of 2.5 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I could watch even though if I tack on 30 more minutes, I could watch so much more. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
3 episodes of Sopranos. I could go to the shops. You
could go to the shops, watch a 2-hour film, go to the shops again.
It's just so much to be done these days.
Yeah, so I just don't think this film. I just don't think this film hits.
It doesn't hit with me.
But Mark, where will Brazil land in our recommended films ranking / also series review of 2023?
Series review, I like that.
We have 38 films
I like that.
in the entry.
That's a decent, nice round number.
We were at 23 before we added in those extra all those extra movies.
We definitely needed that.
So recommended films. We'll do this alphabetically. I'm going to change the order of this because that's just easier to read. So I will take the first half and then I'll pass it over to you.
Okay.
2010, the year we made contact. Jesus Christ, off the power fucked. AVP 1, AVP Requiem, Brazil, Can Dialectics Break Bricks, Daisies, Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist, Exorcist 2, Exorcist 3, Exorcist, The Beginning, Gates of Heaven, Greener Grass, Hour of the Wolf, It's a Wonderful Life, Jacob's Ladder, Mysterious Skin, No Home Movie, Paris, Texas, Predator. You want to go from there?
Predator 2, Predators, Ran, Ring, Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Salt of the Earth, SLC Punk, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeois, Z, The Predator, The Shining miniseries, The Last Wave, The Wicker Tree, Third Part of the Night, and Uncle Booney Who Can Recall His Past Lives. That was the most difficult one. Perfect for the end.
You did it, bro. I fucked up on the very first one. I don't even think it was called 2010, The Year We Made Contact. I think it was called The Year We Made Contact, no?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
can't
care.
remember. It's just don't care.
I don't care. I believe last year I made the first cut. So to explain how this works again, each one of us will nominate which film we think should be cut first. We will then debate on whether or not we think the film should place there or not. We will give the film a little overall thoughts now at the year's end, and so on and so forth, until we have our number one recommended film of the year. Okay, so Mark, if you want to go first.
The first cut.
The first cut. What is the worst film we talked about this year?
The worst film. So like this is kind of a difficult one because we have a few films thrown in here which are bad, but which
There are
in
films on this that I would be. There are like about 5 films I'd be okay with being number one at the end. The start of this is going to be very easy.
So yeah, there's a few films that are bad, but in an enjoyable way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of it throws a bit of a wrench. It's a wrench in the machinery, or a spanner in the works, as a normal person would say. I would say, you know what? I might go with a controversial one.
Mm-hmm.
I might be controversial with you. Am I allowed to do that?
You can go. You can nominate whatever
I'm
you
gonna
want.
go with The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie.
Oh, I don't know if I can allow that.
Our credentials would plummet. But we didn't like that film.
I didn't like that film all that much, but there's other films on this list that I hate a lot more than that.
Okay. I'll allow. How about The Wicker Tree?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, okay.
I like. There's 2 films that I thought would go there. The Wicker Tree is now number 39. The other one was the Shining miniseries. I would also put that forward. However, I cannot allow AVP Requiem, which I've gone on record to say is my least favorite film of all time, to not go out before the Shining miniseries.
Yeah.
So I want the AVP Requiem to go out next. Any objections?
No objection there.
Okay.
Next, I would say, what we go with? I'm thinking, honestly, thinking AVP.
The next AVP movie.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Like, it's not a good movie either.
it's not a good movie.
Like, yeah, the AVP section of the Alien vs. Predator
Weak.
franchise was the worst.
It was extremely weak, full of bad films.
2 bad movies. Like, I'm not going to argue in favor of AVP. God, I just remembering The Wicker Tree now as well.
The Wicker Tree. Oh yeah, that was like kind of like funny bad though.
Yeah, it was.
That was the thing. It was kind of that's what I was kind of conflicted about that film.
I like the way that the sequel, like, I think Wicker Man was our number 2 film last time we did this.
Yeah, and then Texas Chainsaw number 1 was
Yeah.
it? Or it was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not surprising whatsoever that The Wicker Tree is. That's not like a movie.
It's reversed. Actually, yeah, it's kind of it's poetic. That's reversed.
It is. It's quite beautiful. Okay. Other bad movies. Okay, I'm gonna throw out 2 options. One of them being Rocky 5, or also The Predator.
Refresh me on Rocky 5.
Rocky 5 was the one where he stops boxing and he gets the kid to come in and be his boxer, and the kid goes off to a different trainer, promoter, and then they have the street fight at the end of the movie.
Yeah. That is a terrible
That
film.
movie's really fucking bad.
I go with that one.
Yeah.
I go with that one.
I heard that movie is really fucking bad. Okay, Rocky 5 at 35. Numbers. They coalesce. Yeah, it's easy the worst.
Next.
Oh shit, hon, the numbers are wrong. Enough for reason I never did 37. I just skipped the 36. 37. Whoops.
One film was so bad we left it out altogether.
Okay, there we go. 36.
Next, I'd probably say, so we're looking at, I like The Predator for 35. I like The Predator for 35. It'd be between, I'm gonna throw out two options, right?
If you want the discrete charm, I would also give you the discrete charm now.
No, I'm gonna.
You're gonna hold on for a little
You missed your chance. Sorry, Exorcist the beginning.
Fair.
Exorcist the beginning, definitely.
I have no skin in that game whatsoever. Like
it's maybe the worst film on. Well, actually no, forget that. Scratch that.
it is the 5th worst film on this list.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out the Shining miniseries.
I'd have a counter to that.
What's your counter?
I'd counter The Predator purely for the cheese value of Shining miniseries.
Yeah,
It has some kind of.
There is something to it.
There was something to talk. Well, actually, no. Sorry.
But also, I'm also like,
It's your call.
no, because I do agree. Like, there's a cheesy charm to it. It also does have the detracting fact that it is 4 hours, and it's 4 hours of like not very good. But also, there's more enjoyment in those 4 hours than there are in other things. And at least you can break it up into smaller chunks because it's not one 4 hour long fucking film.
Yeah, like The Predator just has
Yeah,
has that last scene which is like funny bad,
Yes.
but the rest of the film is just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, the autistic kid is the you know, Mike. Yeah, you're yeah, the Predator. Predator is so fucking bad.
Next, I'd stick in just scanning in case there's anything left. I would go with.
What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go with Exorcist 2 because it's so nondescript.
Yeah, that's also fair. Yeah. Exorcist 2 was gonna be my next pick. Yeah, Exorcist 2 was a film so bad that I zoned out while watching it.
I actually don't remember anything about it except for the telekinesis.
I have no idea what happens in that movie because I just completely no memory. Okay, right. See, there's actually some decent films in this as well.
That's the problem.
There's
There's a serious concentration of bad.
yeah. The
But
bottom
also-
is
It's very polarized.
Yeah.
Very, very polarized.
like the goods are so high and then the
Yeah.
bads are so bad.
There's only 4 or 5. Like, that was alright.
What was 32? At 32, I will put forward The Last Wave. I cannot remember that movie.
You can't put it forward if you can't remember.
I can't remember anything about the film. Like, we were going through this list. I was like, I don't know what the fuck The Last Wave was. I have that. Like, unfortunately for The Last Wave, it was at the tail end. I think it was episode 101. We did that film. I just don't know what that film was. I just can't remember. I think there was a scene at the start where like kids are playing in a school and like it starts hailing in the middle of the desert or something.
Yeah. No, it was rubbish.
Rocky 2's good. Rocky 3's good. Rocky 4's good. Rocky Balboa's good. Salt is good. I'm gonna throw out. Yeah, I was gonna have to go for the Exorcist miniseries.
The Shining.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the Shining miniseries. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I don't know anything else. Unless you have a counterpart or.
The Last Wave.
Oh, you will give me The Last Wave. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'll just go with that because I just can't remember what the fuck it was. I also remember watching it and being my only memory of that movie was I don't know what the fuck this movie's about.
Yeah, it's a very abstract Australian thingy. Yeah, I actually honestly don't remember a lot of it either, to be honest. It's just, something about an apocalypse.
Something about an apocalypse.
Yeah, like a big wave. It was the Dreamtime mythology. Anyway, 31 I would put forward. So I'm kind of conflicted here. Shining miniseries. I feel like I have a soft spot for the Shining miniseries.
Yeah.
We definitely hated it at the time, but I feel like I kind of...
Time has been kind to it.
Yeah, I kind of like how bad it was.
Yeah. It's like so bad it's good.
Even though I wouldn't watch it again. 4 hours.
Oh, fucking hell no.
I wouldn't watch it again.
Oh,
now.
God, no.
But at the same time, for example, Predators, I didn't think that was very good. I thought it was alright, though.
Yeah, it's
just as an example.
Very mediocre.
Very mediocre film, but there's a universe out there, or like a split timeline, where I would put that on TV for some reason. I would never put on the Shining miniseries.
No. What about Predator 2? Predator 2's not that good.
Predator 2, is that where they're in the city?
Yeah, it's
with the Rastafarian gang.
Yeah, and they're in Los Angeles.
I think that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was like
bizarrely racist, but kind of funny.
Fights throughout the city.
Yeah. So what the fuck happened in that film? Why did they make it like that? You know what? I'm going to be controversial. Discreet Charm.
Yeah, fair.
I didn't get that film at all.
Yeah, no, I think that's a similar thing where I was just like, yeah, I get the point that you're making.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna sit through this for 2 hours and hear the same point over and over again. That's a lesson for filmmakers. Stop. If you're gonna make a point, make it at the end of your movie. Don't make it through the whole fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, like in Saltburn.
Yeah, like don't do that. Okay, right. Okay, 30 out of the bottom third. I'm gonna put forward Jacob's Ladder? Or no, wait, Third Part of the Night.
Oh, man. What? I thought they last another 10 goes.
Third Part of the Night?
5-6 goes.
I don't know. I'm just
You've done a Holocaust movie in 30.
I guess, yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm just looking at everything else. I'm like, prefer 2010. Kind of just at that stage where I'm just like, oh no, Uncle Boon Me as well.
Sacrilegious.
I feel bad about that now. I don't like. Uncle Boon Me was quiet niceness.
It was shit.
It was kind of shit though. It was kind of boring. So
stick it on. Why not?
I feel bad. I feel like it's a bit of
Uncle Boon Me, poor chap.
I'm after realizing again that these numbers are off.
Oh well.
These are because I was taking. I need to put these down one. Okay, 31. This one's 33. God damn, these numbers. Numbers are not my friend here tonight. Okay, right, 35. This one's actually 34.
All right, there we go.
32. This one's 37, and this one's 38. No, wait, shit. What number was that? AVP was the third one, so that's 36. Okay.
All right.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, right. So yeah, Uncle Boomy. Do I feel bad doing that?
Well, what are the two picks? What are your two fun picks?
Well, my three would be the Shining miniseries, Uncle Boomy, or also Jacob's Ladder. But like those two, also Greener Grass as well. But Greener Grass was decent.
Yeah.
Kind of like, at least I remember Greener Grass. Like that's at this stage, that's a big major point for some of these films is that I fucking remember them. Can Dialectics Break Bricks as well?
Yeah.
I'd actually, you know what? No, Can Dialectics Break Bricks?
Yeah, go for it.
It's a gimmick movie.
Yeah, it really is. That was a joke movie that some people take seriously, which we took seriously, or I took seriously, and then we realized it was just kind of the film is a prank.
Yeah.
Basically.
So that was number 29 to be correct, with the correct numbers.
So number 29, I go with Exorcist 2 for 28.
Exorcist 2 is already done.
I already did that.
Yeah, I did.
I'm a fool. I'd honestly, yeah, Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, Jacob's Ladder. Yeah. It just didn't stimulate. I was like between that and say Predator 2. Predator 2.
At least it stimulated you.
Yeah, like I remember like how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder is just like, oh, that was kind of
Disappointing.
disappointing. It was a bit of a missed opportunity in my mind.
Could I have some wine, please?
Of course.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Jacob's Ladder. I just think back at that movie and I was like, that was disappointing. I wish that film was better. I feel like it very easily could have been a better movie if it just
Yeah, it was like
decided on what it wanted its subtext to be or what it.
Bottom rung material. You
Yeah.
know? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like if that movie was directed by David Cronenberg, it would have been 10 times better.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was expecting.
Thank you.
You know, I was expecting kind of like a body horror, but it just goes to show, don't base your kind of impression of a film on the poster, because that's what I did in that case, and it looks like a horror film, but it's just actually about some guy,
some dude, just dudes hanging out.
It's just a guy who went to Vietnam.
Yeah, and he got sad about it, like, grow up, pussy.
Again.
Yeah. Okay. So at number 28 was Jacob's Ladder. At 27, it's got to be the Shining miniseries at this stage.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough. That felt like I genuinely thought that film would have been like 1 or 2 out. But you convinced me
from the start.
From the start.
Like I remember images from that film.
You convinced me to keep it on just for how cheesy and stupid it is.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Especially like when you think about that film compared to this Kubrick movie.
Yeah, because it's like we were talking about earlier. It kind of benefits from. It's like a reversal of The Exorcist.
I know what you're gonna say, yeah.
It benefits from a previous version being like immeasurably better than it is. So the fact that it's bad, it makes it funny.
Yeah, because you get to compare it.
Yeah, because you're like, what the fuck happened here? what was?
How are these two things the same?
Yeah, how are they related? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Yeah. So, Shining in 27.
Shining. Oh, it's not Shining 27. Sound.
Shining miniseries, to be clear, not The Shining.
I'd go with the. Oh, what am I looking at? I'd go with Predator 2.
Yep.
It's time to release her. Time to let her run free.
27, is it? No, that's 26. Yeah, it's 25. The Predator is at that stage as well.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Just because those two movies are in my brain very close together in terms of quality.
And for 24, I'm gonna go with. It's getting a bit difficult now. I have to make close calls.
We're in the mid-movie section.
Yeah, mid-movies, definitely. So I'm gonna go with Rocky 3. Because I don't remember, but I remember one of them was pretty bad. Isn't Rocky 3 the really bad one? He comes back in Rocky 4.
Rocky 3 was the one with Mr. T in it.
Rocky 4 is when he goes to the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll forget that. No, they're actually both alright.
Yeah.
I'd actually go with. Could I be controversial?
You can do whatever you want, Mark.
No Home Movie.
Oh.
Because I don't remember a lot about it. But to be honest, Daisies, I don't remember the film whatsoever. Actually, wait, I do.
Yeah, you do.
Vaguely,
it's the one with the cut-up section.
Yeah. Actually, I do remember.
And they're in the bath.
Just as I said that, I remember bits of it. Just imagery. But I like that. I like that part about it because I remember. It's the same way I have the affinity for the Shining miniseries. So
yeah.
I like the imagery. But I only just remembered as I said it.
Do you know... I think...
Actually, yeah, you know what? That's too difficult a choice.
No, because like with No Home Movie, right? It was a really fun movie to talk about. Really interesting stuff, like to discuss on filmmaking and like theoretical stage and stuff like that. I can't remember anything about that movie.
Yeah, no.
That's a 90-minute film.
Yeah, because
it's a documentary about a woman and her mom.
It's the reverse of.
But also,
it's about death and stuff.
It's about death and the stuff around the film as well.
And that's fine, but like as a film, it didn't make any impression on me at all. Like I remember talking about it with you, but I don't really remember actually watching it. I remember watching stuff about the film afterwards
Yeah.
while I was trying to kind of like get to grips with the themes. But as a film, like given what we've been talking about so far in terms of like, you know, like imagistic impressions and like, you know, what we remember from the film, I don't remember anything from No Home Movie, to be honest, to be completely honest.
Yeah, No Home Movie was also sticking out to me a little bit, even though like I really like that movie. It was
Well,
sticking out to me.
if you like it, we'll leave it.
I like it as like an artistic like film.
Mm.
But if I'm ranking it in terms of my enjoyment with other shit on this list,
Is that what this is?
it's a combination of the two, I would argue.
Yeah.
Like artistic, because like Brazil is still there because Brazil has
It's hanging on.
it's hanging
on there.
But Brazil is hanging on because of its artistic merit as like a filmmaking.
Yeah.
And same with Uncle Boomy. Can I say the same for like some of the Rocky movies? Like we've only cut one of them. There's 6 of them and they're still there.
That actually is that is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Dominion prequel to the Exorcist. It's like it benefited.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Actually, no. That is being completely overlooked. That's actually a great show. That's been totally overlooked.
Yeah.
We literally talked about it earlier, about 2 hours ago. Whichever you want to go with.
Well, it's your call, but like I'm gonna soft veto No Home Movie.
Soft veto. Okay.
Yeah, very soft veto, but offer you like one of the Rocky movies because I think 2 or 3.
See, I forgot. I was confused between 3 and 4, which is maybe a bad thing. But they all
4 is the one where 1/3 of the movie is the montage. That is going into our top 10. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
now.
no, that's really impressed in my mind, and even like the Mr. T stuff, it's all kind of it's in there, but it all kind of runs into each other. So the fact that I don't remember, I can't differentiate between them, isn't really a detracting point. So I would say I'm going to go with your suggestion, Dominion, as the next.
So that is number 24.
Yeah, because that film again, as we said before, that shouldn't be 24. That film is not good. It's all right.
It's all right. We're at the all right stage.
It's way above so the discreet charm of the bourgeoisie. Like it's above films that
we did put that.
that it shouldn't be above.
Yeah,
but it is there.
'Cause this is our list.
This
is our list.
This is a schizo list.
Yeah, this list makes no sense. This is just how we feel right now. Okay. In a similar. No, not even, because I was going to say 2010, the year we made contact.
I like that film. I would veto that if you said that.
No, because I was going to say, like, Dominion gets the benefit, and same thing with Shiny miniseries, whereas 2010 gets that benefit as well. But unlike the other two, it gets the benefit of being like, this is surprisingly good compared to with 2001.
It's the same as The Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
It's like, put those films kind of on their own, on an island. They're not as good if compared to if you put them in context with the films around them. You know? They actually it makes them look better. Like 2001 compared to 2010. Yeah, it's not as good, but like does 2010?
How did you do that?
Yeah, does 2010 have a right to be as good as it is?
Yeah,
you know, I would veto that.
Yeah,
I would veto that if you said it.
No, I know.
For another few goes.
Yeah. Ring.
Oh. That is controversial.
Yeah, like it's all right. Like it's good. It's a good movie, but it's not that scary. It's like it's more of a mystery movie. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Nothing in the movie really sticks in my head. Yeah. So Ring at 23. Oh no, shit! I keep Rand. Oh, Rand's 23 now. Ring 23.
Rand was shy.
Rand was shy. I don't think we said one bad thing about the movie we were talking about it.
Next, I would. Oh, this is it's getting a bit. It's squeaky bum time here. I might go with Greener Grass if that makes sense. Just because I remember a lot about that film, but I don't really remember feeling a lot about it or thinking a lot about it, you know?
Yeah, if that's fair.
So Like it was visually popping,
Yeah. No.
but thematically maybe a bit shallow, or maybe a bit overdone.
Yeah. If I was to offer anything else, and this is just I'm giving you a heads up now.
Yep.
My next cut will either be Third Part of the Night or Uncle Boomy.
Okay.
So I'll
go with Greener Grass.
Greener Grass. Okay, right. Okay, so Third Part of the Night or Greener Grass, or Third Part of the Night or Uncle Boomy. One of those two is what I'm looking at. Or also Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Yeah, no, Brazil.
Yeah. Okay. Brazil was movies that we'd actively bad things to say about, like detrimental things.
Yeah, we actually didn't really say anything about Third Part of the Night or Uncle Boomy.
Yeah, just stuff we didn't really get them.
Yeah, we just didn't get it. This was like an all-time high as a year in terms of we just didn't really understand. Some of the films were just like, what?
What is this film going for?
Yeah, we just kind of ran out of films. Where would I go next? See, now
we're now into our top 20.
Top 20, yeah. This is intense. I'd go with Rocky. I'm gonna go with one of the Rockies.
Fair enough.
Gonna go with Rocky 3.
Yeah, fair.
Rocky 3.
Yeah, I think the Rockies. They're like some of those Rocky movies are coming to the end now.
Yeah, they're on their last legs.
They
were cut out for this.
Okay, Uncle Boomy. That's the one I'm really going for now.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I'm sad on now. This is my fucking third time bringing that film up. Yeah, Uncle Boomy. A film that is super spiritual and like super interesting to think about thematically. Unfortunately, just don't know what the themes are really, and I can't like the dinner table scene really sticks in my head.
Yeah, because it's creepy, but in a way that is kind of like surprising, you know. And it's a cool image, but as you say, I'm not really sure what that film is about, so we can't really. I don't think we.
I think it's literally speaking a different language, and I don't even mean that it's like a foreign language film. I mean like spiritually is speaking a different language that I just don't.
Yeah. Because it's so well received, I can't really imagine why, or what we were missing.
Yeah.
But I would go next. I'll go with. I might propose No Home Movie.
No Home Movie. Yeah, 18 No Home Movie. What do we have left on this list? Rocky 2, Rocky 4,
Rocky 4. How is it still there?
What else is there? 2010. Yeah. Jacob's Ladder is well gone. Yeah, no, okay. No Home Movie. At 18.
Goodbye,
No Home Movie. You were a beautiful, sad old movie. Okay. Rocky 2.
Rocky 2?
Yeah.
Counter offer Rocky 4.
Vetoed. No, man.
What?
I'm pushing Rocky 4.
It's ahead of Uncle Boomy. It's ahead of Discreet Charm Bourgeoisie.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
It's ahead of No Home Movie.
Yeah.
It's
Mark,
it's Rocky 4.
1/3 of that movie is a montage. Come on, bro. He beats communism at the end of that movie.
He changes world history, he does. But Rocky 2, do we not remember how good Rocky 2 was? It was bizarrely good.
Do you not remember how good Rocky 4 was?
I remember being impressed by the amount of montages they managed to.
He trains in the fucking mountains. Rocky 2.
He wins the Cold War.
Yeah,
but in Rocky 2,
Apollo Creed dies in Rocky 4.
Rocky 2 does something even more amazing. It's an independent film sequel, which is actually as good as the original film,
and it is
which
also
is just
directed by
Sylvester Stallone.
But also so is Rocky 4.
Rocky 2 has absolutely no right to be as good as it is. Rocky 4, Stallone, he's rich, he's famous, he can do what he wants. It's bombastic. We love it. But is it better than Rocky 2?
Yes.
I'm vetoing Rocky 2.
Oh, God. Okay. Third Part of the Night.
All right, yeah.
Okay, Third Part of the Night is number 17. Go ahead. What do we have left? There's not that much left.
I might go with Rocky 4. Or counter-offer SLC Punk.
I thought this would come up soon. Yeah, probably. Either that or also Predator would also.
I'd
Or
leave
Predator-
that. I'd leave that for another 2 goes, maybe.
Yeah, Predator is such a classic though. LSC Punk, you got the stuff about. Yeah, what's his name? Matthew Lillard Punk movie that we talked about.
Yeah, it's good. It is a good.
It is a good movie.
But it's not top tier.
Yeah, it's just like it's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So let's see, Punk at 16. Okay, number 15. Okay, if you're ranking the 3 remaining, because Rocky is separate. Rocky's going up for
Yeah.
Rocky 2, Rocky 4, and Rocky Balboa. In my mind, it goes Rocky 4, Rocky Balboa, Rocky 2.
In terms of good to bad.
Good to bad.
What?
Now, Rocky 2 is not bad, but in terms of best to worst of those 3.
I would say Rocky Balboa, Rocky 2, Rocky 4.
Okay, right.
We're at loggerheads here.
Yeah, we are. Is there anything else that we could offer? See, the Rocky 4 is just cheesy camp and it's good.
We've come to a stalemate.
Yeah.
There's 15 films to go. Or 14, sorry.
There's other movies on this list that I know are going to go out soon as well. 2010, the year we made contact.
No. That's my one veto. I can't allow that, I'm afraid.
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I can't
fine.
allow that.
Right, we'll cut Gates of Heaven. We'll cut It's a Wonderful
Hold
Life.
on a second.
We'll cut-
Hold on a second. Fuck the rules.
What are your thoughts on Paris, Texas?
I have to say, I have very little thoughts about Paris, Texas.
I also do.
It impressed me visually. Beyond that, I have very little impression of it at all. I have very little memory of actually.
Somber, sad movie.
Yeah, of what I actually thought about the film. I don't really remember. I just remember it looked really nice, but I already knew it looked really nice.
Yeah.
Before I watched it.
Same.
So watching it didn't really add a lot.
That ending sequence is really good though when they're talking to each other in the.
It is, yeah, and a lot of the long dialogue sequences they are very good. But I don't think it made as much of an impression on us as a lot of the other films left.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go with that, I would I would allow that.
Okay, right. This is bold because Paris, Texas is regarded as like one of the best movies of all time, but
Not on this list.
this is the list that we end up with. It made it into the top 15 at number 15. Paris, Texas. Okay. It's your cut. That was a tough one.
I might propose Mysterious Skin.
I will let go of Rocky 4.
You'll let go of Rocky
I will let
4?
go of Rocky 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
let go of Rocky 4
Okay.
instead of that.
Okay, that's a deal.
Rocky 4.
That's the deal of the century.
Yeah, that was a big money move. That was.
Man, you really like that film.
It-
That's a big money move.
That
That's a
Mysterious
serious
Skin.
trade deal just happened right there.
Mysterious Skin still haunts me to this day.
Yeah, because it's so fucked up though.
And like every so often I think about that movie and I feel the exact same way as when I first watched it.
I remember us talking about that film like quite well, and like every now and then, I think it was like last month, I just randomly popped into my head. I was like, "What the fuck?" I couldn't remember the name. I was like, "What film were we talking about?" I was confusing it for a different. Was it Greg Araki or something?
Yeah, Greg Araki. Yeah.
Greg Araki. Yeah, I was confusing it for the other film that we did by him. I was like, "What was that film?"
Yeah.
It was an intense,
God,
a very intense film. I didn't enjoy it.
No.
Clearly, Owen did.
I wouldn't say I enjoy it. It just fucking had an effect on me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
movie came up in work, and one of the lads was like, "Oh yeah, isn't it like that's like JGL playing like a gay man?" And it's like, or something. I was like,
That's not even a half.
I was like, that is not even. I was literally like, that's not even a quarter of the story, bro. I was like, I literally said to him, like, watch it, but like huge,
Yeah.
like trigger warnings all over that movie.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That film was intense. That is the worst vibe film left on the
Oh
list.
Jesus, yeah, it is 100%. Okay, so Rocky 4 is now gone. What else do we have? What else? Okay, thinking about other films we have on this list, I'm looking at Salt of the Earth. If
Salt of the Earth. Well, what's any alternatives?
Rocky 2, if not that, 2010.
All right, Salt of the Earth. Take it.
Yeah, this is number 13. So
Take it.
it's gone far. It's beat out
You
film.
got far enough.
It's beat out films, like well-regarded films, like
all-time classics.
like some of the films that are regarded as the greatest films ever made. Namely, discreet charm of the bourgeoisie.
Turn in his grave.
I'm telling you, man, we have no right to have this podcast.
We're brutal here. We have to be brutal.
We do. We're honest. Yeah, Salt of the Earth was the Mexican protest movie that was really good, really, really good. And showing the power of Damn, do I agree with that fucker? Do I ever get?
It's a really good film.
It's a really fucking good movie.
Yeah, very simple, very to the point, but not in like an obnoxious way.
Oh, do I regret cutting that? Is there anything else that no?
Predator.
Oh, is Predator still? Oh yeah, no, okay, no, Predator. Forgetting Predator's still there. Okay, no, let's cancel that. Okay, Predator.
With the first rollback.
I think we didn't do that last year. That's the first proper rollback. No, I forgot Predator was still there. Okay, yeah, Predator.
Okay. Salt of the Earth.
Okay, it's close to the top 10. Okay, fine. Okay, 12, Salt of the Earth. Rocky 2. At number 11.
I don't know, man.
There's still 3 more Rocky movies to go.
Yeah.
There's also 2010, bro, as well.
I'd counter with. Yeah, okay, Rocky 2. Forget it. I can't counter.
Okay, just shy of the top 10. Number 11, Rocky 2.
It's a decent showing.
Okay, right.
You did good, kid.
Out of the films that we have left, we have got 2010, the year we made contact, Daisies, Exorcist 3, Gates of Heaven, Hour of the Wolf, It's a Wonderful Life, Mysterious Skin, Ran, Rocky Balboa.
He's got 2 entries in the top 10.
He's fucking... It's this classic Rocky. He's back again.
We did it, Adrian.
We did it. It's my cut now, I think.
Yeah.
20...
Wait, is it?
Did you cut... What was the last cut that we did?
Rocky 2, no? Or was it? Wait, what the fuck did we cut last?
Oh, no, yeah, no, it is your cut now.
I would go with... This is a hard one.
This top 10 is...
I would say... see, it's kind of a 4-way tie here, in my opinion. I might suggest 2010. I'll go with 2010.
2010?
Yeah, you've been wanting that thing out here for a while. So
No, it's just... The competition is tough.
It's kind of suspiciously high. It is quite high.
Oh, God.
Because it wasn't an amazing film, it was just a good film.
Oh, God. See, some of these movies, like Rocky Balboa has that speech.
It's got the speech, man.
That alone gets it into the top 10. And the fact that it's good.
It's a bizarrely good movie. That's the problem.
Yeah,
It's a good problem to have, but that is the problem.
That's the problem with all
we're
these
dealing
with these Rocky movies. I think Rocky was. I think we said this again, time and time again. The Rocky movies were the most consistently good outside Rocky 5. Was the most consistently good franchise that we did.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Like the sequels, equaling, the original, like to an unprecedented extent. Like just unheard of.
Like, and you look like the bottom of this rankings, like Predator fucking swept. I think Predator was like 4 of the top of the bottom 10 was Predator movies.
Muck. I can see a few that I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. I can see 2. I'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. God, I have no idea what to cut next.
I would suggest Daisies versus Exorcist 3.
Oh, you have a battle to go with you for Daisies.
Are you that stuck on Daisies?
Oh, Mark. If you think you're cutting the Daisies now.
I can't be cutting the Daisies.
Oh, no, man. Exorcist 3 as well is one that, like
that's a really bizarre one because we didn't actually watch that together.
No. Okay, so Owen's opinion on Exorcist 3 is that it is better than Exorcist. The first Exorcist movie, I think Exorcist 3 is better. I think there are scenes, like that hallway scene
it's scarier
in
than
Exorcist 3 is scarier than anything in The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The story is mental when you see the father, whatever the fuck his name is, in the jail cell. Like, for me, someone that, like, because I talked about fucking not having any reverence for the Exorcist movie when talking about the most recent one. When he shows up in the third one, my mind was blown. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah. It's so good. Just good enough. It has no right to be as good as it is. It's
a good, like, it's like kind of a slasher movie, but not really a slasher movie.
Yeah, it's a detective. It's not really a horror film in the same way that The Exorcist is.
Yeah.
But it is, it's kind of a slasher film / neo-noir, like, detective mystery. Like, it's just such an interesting take on the story.
Yeah.
Which is just... like
a great way to go from The Exorcist. Like, it's a great sequel to The Exorcist.
Yeah, it really builds on what came before without, like, ripping it off the same way, like, Exorcist 2 did, or the next 2 Exorcist films did.
Or literally any of them that have come out.
It's very, very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll leave that out. Might I suggest Mysterious Skin?
I was looking at that one. I would like it, because it's not going to go much further. But it's also a film that I never ever want to watch again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For like all the best reasons, but I never want to watch that movie again. Mysterious Skin, number 9.
Okay.
Okay, right.
I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'm gonna give you a choice: Rocky Balboa or Exorcist 3.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Okay, Rocky Balboa at number 8. At number 7, very respectful. I think Exorcist 3 goes at number 7.
Yeah, very. Yeah. That's it deserves that. It deserves that. At least.
Okay, number 6. Oh, what doesn't get into our top 5?
Number 6. Number 6.
Daisies, Gates of Heaven, Hour of the Wolf, It's a Wonderful Life, Ran, and Rocky.
Okay, I would say, respectfully, Daisies.
You know what's so annoying? In my head, like when I was going through this list, like, yeah, that'll make it into top 5, that's top 5, that's top 5. And these 6 movies, I kept looking at, I was like, no, that's in the top 5. But now one of them that can't be in the top 5.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments where you have to.
Well, would you have an alternative? I can't see an alternative. That's the thing.
The only alternative that I could provide
Rocky, no, not
is Rocky, and I can't because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Rocky's better than Daisies. I would have to go with Daisies. I have to go with Daisies at number 6.
She's pushing daisies now.
Okay.
Top 5. Gates of Heaven, Hour of the Wolf, It's a Wonderful Life, Ran, Rocky.
What are you thinking? I know what I'm thinking. But I don't hear what you're thinking.
Rocky.
No?
Oh, this is tense. This is what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Ran.
You're thinking Ran.
I'm thinking Little Balboa fighting his way and stuff. Remember how good the ending of
I'm gonna get him good.
Remember how good the ending of Rocky is?
Yeah. No, I can see because Ran doesn't have the thematic or storytelling.
Doesn't have the heart.
Impact. Yeah, it's a beautiful film, but it doesn't have. Every other film in here has like really pulls at the heartstrings. Has like a huge storytelling element to it.
100%.
Huge thematic element to it. Ran doesn't have that in the same way.
Ran is Shakespearean adaptation by Akira Kurosawa. Like,
We've all
obviously
seen that.
that's going to be good. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's mainly a visual piece, which is perfectly fine, but maybe not befitting, or maybe not as
I think
worthy of the top 4.
I think
the others.
the vibology is
Or
coming
top
into
5.
play here.
The vibology really is, but I think it just doesn't have the combination,
Yeah.
visuals. It needs to have some like Ran is visuals, and it has like a blueprint which is already like it's factory packaged. It's already there. One of the greatest stories ever told. All the other films have come up with their own stories.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Wonderful Life, but still close enough.
Close enough. It's near enough. Yeah, that would be my late stage strategy here. Because I think it is between Ran and Rocky. I can't see his...
I go Ran.
I'd also go Ran. Ran at number 5. Oh, okay. I think then it has to be Rocky.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm comparing the feel-goodness of Rocky compared to the feel-goodness of It's a Wonderful Life. The horrors of Power of the Wolf. And then just the life-affirmingness and beauty of Gates of Heaven.
Yeah.
Rocky doesn't hold up to that.
It does have more fist fights.
It does have fist fights, but the boxing is shit. The boxing is awful.
It is terrible.
The boxing is really bad in Rocky. I think Rocky at number 4.
All right, goodbye, Rocky.
Goodbye, Rocky. You did it, Adrian. You did it.
We did it. Yeah, this is literally, well, if he finished second, it would have been like, we did it, Adrian. He restored his dignity.
Okay.
All right.
Top 3.
Top 3, Gates of Heaven, Hour of the Wolf, It's a Wonderful Life. I'm straight out the blocks here. I'm going to say It's a Wonderful Life. Straight out the blocks. What do you reckon?
You son of a bitch, Mark. You read my mind. I think It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. I think that's fair. It is a classic that absolutely holds up to its...
It delivers. It's the first one we did this year, and it just slapped, and it might have ruined a lot of the films we recommended afterwards.
Yeah. We tried to shoot for the moon every time after that.
And it took.
We tried to grab the moon.
The rest the rest of the films left on this list were only recommended the last 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So before that, it was particularly me. I was coming out with duds. I was on a serious dud buzz. I think I might have actually recommended It's a Wonderful Life, but it really set the tone for this year, and it was a good tone. It was a good. It had a good go of it. Number 3, I think, is befitting.
I think so. Okay. Gates of Heaven versus Hour of the Wolf.
All right. Joint decision. This is a decision for number 1 as well as number 2.
Mark, I think this decision is actually...
I think this decision
kind of easy.
It makes its own. It's its own decision. It's there to be made. I think we both know
We both know.
We both know. It's Hour of the Wolf at 2, Gates of Heaven at 1.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think any film hit as hard as Gates of Heaven.
It's so it was so affecting. Like it was just so life affirming about death. A film about pet cemeteries, about death. It was kind of like ethnographical, like it was nearly like Gummo.
Yeah.
In a weird way. It's about these like odd characters in like it was half documentary, but it wasn't documentary in like a conventional sense. It was just about a community of normal people, and just mainly about normal people and what they thought of death and the afterlife.
Yeah.
And of living it as well.
Yeah.
It was just such a nice film.
Yeah.
A film that I will 100% watch again, many more times than again.
Both life affirming and also the like death affirming, like showing how people talk about death, how people treat death, how people look at mourning, what that means for us, like as a species, that like no one else does this, how you can care for something that isn't human.
Yeah.
Just and then Out of the Wolf, like
That film
Bergman's-
is so good.
Bergman's worst movie by all accounts, by like what like people say, second best movie that we've recommended this year.
It's an incredible film.
Holy shit.
But we watched Seven Seal, at least. Seven Seal, I don't think... Maybe we need to rewatch it. But Hour of the Wolf just blows out of the water, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Completely blows out of the water. It's just such a good... it's such a good... The way it uses, genre conventions in a way that's like, also art house, also mad artsy, but like not just in terms of like how it's, the form. It's like, it's very, it's like, you're trying to think really deeply about this film, but it's kind of like it's impressing itself upon you with the way it uses horror conventions.
Yeah.
Has this kind of like Lighthouse-ish feel, which obviously Lighthouse is probably inspired by this film more than anything else.
Yeah.
But it's like genuinely disturbing.
Yeah.
In like a really original way, and then like the metatextual aspects to it as well. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
How did they all sign off on this? How is this dedicated to Bergman's wife?
Yeah. It's
about her.
Yeah, like it's a movie that like I'm just like, filmmaking. Oof. It's one of those movies that makes you appreciate the art of filmmaking.
Yeah, it's so accessible as well.
Yeah.
Which is it's rarely talked about or rarely touch on it here. But it's like such an accessible film in terms of like how you can watch it and think about what goes into a film without really having to know a lot about, the different theories behind different aspects to it. It's all there. It's very good film.
Yeah. That was a hard list to rank up until the very end.
Yeah, it actually got really easy at the end.
It was really easy at the end. It was I think number one was kind of fairly easy at the end. Okay, so from number 38, we had The Wicker Tree.
AVP Requiem.
AVP 1.
Rocky 5.
Exorcist The Beginning.
The Predator.
Exorcist 2.
The Last Wave.
The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie.
Can Dialectics Break Bricks?
Jacob's Ladder.
The Shining miniseries.
At number 27, it was Predator 2.
Predators.
Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist.
Ringu.
23, Greener Grass.
22, Brazil.
21, Rocky 3.
Number... Which one is it?
20.
Number 20, Uncle Boomy. Who can...
Oh, fuck, no, sorry. No, sorry. I made the wrong number. You're on number 19, sorry.
Okay, we're on number 19. Uncle Boomy can recall his past lives.
Numbers are so hard, I'm so sorry.
They're so small.
Then we're at 18 with No Way Home.
Or No Home.
No movie.
Yeah. That's
Spider-Man movie.
That Spider-Man film was shit. Third Part of the Night.
16, SLC Punk.
15, Paris, Texas.
Rocky 4 at 14.
13, Predator.
12, Salt of the Earth.
11, Rocky 2.
2010, the year we made contact at 10.
Mysterious Skin at 9.
8, Rocky Balboa.
7, Exorcist 3.
6, Daisies.
5, Ran.
4, Rocky.
3, It's a Wonderful Life.
Hour of the Wolf at 2, and at number 1,
Gates of Heaven.
Here we go. We did it, Mark. Another year in the bag. Shaking the hands.
Great work.
Great work there, bro. We did it.
We got it through another year.
We put Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie in the bottom 10.
We really showed that bastard Buñuel.
Oh, tell you.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, I have to say.
And one more year in the making. One more year to go. One more year to go, and then we can finish.
We finish up our contract then.
Okay. The first recommended film of 2024 will be Be My Cat, a film for Anne, directed by Adrian Tofy. This film's on YouTube. This film is made by one dude, and he uploaded it to YouTube. And yeah, it's meant to be a stressful little time. So we're starting off 2024 with a stressful one.
Wait, what's it called?
Be My Cat.
Be My Cat, okay.
A film for Anne.
Film for Anne, okay.
Yes.
That sounds interesting.
It's on YouTube, so I hope it's decent.
Let's have a look at that.
Okay, right. Good night. God bless. Enjoy Christmas and a happy New Year, everyone.
Happy Christmas, guys. Bye.